Aloha. Thank you for joining me. I never know what I'm going to say when I hop on here, but it's just been a really powerful morning. So I thought I'd just share some of that energy with you because we do radiate out. One thing that has been so wonderful to remember is that when we're in these heightened states of awareness, where we feel our connection to everything, where we feel that unity and that love, and we literally can breathe it to send that out from our hearts and see how it touches all consciousness, all beings. And it really does ripple out so far and wide, even beyond just Mama Earth, but into the galaxy too. And love and unity is such a powerful force of uniting everything together, that the more that I can send this out from my heart in this state, I feel the absolute infinite way that I get to affect consciousness from that state of being. And so maybe this is just such an important thing to share with everybody who, often feels like there's so much going on and that you feel powerless to affect change, which can cause it can cause you to feel depressed sometimes when you see all the things that are happening in the world and you empathize and you have so much compassion and it feels so big. And yet, when we feel that rush of spirit come into our hearts, that knowing that we have simply forgotten for a moment that we are the love of creation consciousness and that we are actually never separated from that we are simply in these bodies, the dreamer, dreaming this all up, and that is known and that is recognized. And then we come back into that divine union once again. And that, when it floods through, it has such a powerful effect to shift the consciousness of the planet. And maybe that's even all I'm here to share today, that never lose hope and shut down your heart and fear or have to protect yourself from that which are the lower frequencies that are continuing to play out, but maybe just going into your heart and really reestablishing that connection, that line between who you are as God consciousness in a form for a moment in the drop of time. And the divine feminine vision is really alive. Actually, the divine feminine and the divine masculine have really been teaching me how to embody and how to bring them together in sacred union within my heart. And it's been a beautiful unfolding because I think there is a deepening of what that actually is. It's talked about so much in the spiritual circles, but when I feel into the divine masculine and the divine feminine as they unite in my heart, it is like this incredible, the heart is this incredible, what I would call the marriage chamber, where the right and the left, there's two chambers. There's the masculine chamber and there is the feminine chamber. Like most parts of our body, the right side is masculine and the left side is feminine, except our brain, which is completely opposite. The right is the feminine and the left is the masculine. But what it's been teaching me is how to balance those polarities of masculine and feminine within my body, but starting at the heart. And so when we start at the heart, we can just really actually breathe into the heart and notice the energy in our right and our left, right? And think of the right as that feminine, as the receptive, as the expansive, as the mystery, as the fertile darkness, as the unknowing that is becoming form that holds and nourishes and catalyzes new things. And then just feel the energy, and now feel the energy of the left, right? That which penetrates the world, that which is the great protector, that which inseminates life so that it can begin to grow and multiply and expand. And feel those both in your right and left chamber of your heart. And notice where the imbalance is. Does your right side feel heavier and your left feel lighter? Or is it the other way around? Where is the imbalance there? You know, as if you're weighing your heart. What side feels heavier and what side feels lighter? And now with your awareness on your heart, can you bring those two sides into equanimity, into equality? Can you balance them out? And just do this with your awareness. So send energy to the lighter side from the heavier side and just send it over till you feel the right and the left chamber begin to be balanced. And the breath is very helpful in that, right? The inhale is pure receptivity. It's the feminine. Breathing in through the heart, letting the feminine receive that which it needs to sustain itself. And the breathing out is the penetrating into life. But what if it's penetrating from the left chamber into the right, and you're breathing any excess into the feminine side of your heart, right? And you can think of it really even with sensuality too. It's as if the penetrating force is entering the receptive force. And so if you can do that in your heart, you can almost feel this energy and how it moves in this, it's like almost like this orgasmic ecstasy that happens in your heart when you see it and receive it and feel it that way, as you can move your energy and actually have, you know, what I would call like heartgasms. It's ecstatic. And your heart gets to come into coherence through that orgasmic state. And when that happens, when you have that, it's like you feel the energetic field of your heart and just how expansive it can get. It's so expansive and it's so brilliant. It's a light beyond light. But it is that light that actually you can send it out, but you can also send it in. You can send it, that light from your heart, like expanding into, literally into your wings, right? Like let your wings be illuminated. Let that horizontal feminine force open everything up. Because as your heart opens with that light, I'm literally getting the picture of the cross now. It opens up, right, horizontally. Your wings open, but when that opens up, the energy shoots also vertically up and down. So literally you're getting that symbol of the cross, right? And you can also feel now, like if you feel that up, that vertical up, Father Sky, Mother Earth, opening your heart. What that is doing is also going to activate all the way down your central channel, your root. And when your root chakra begins to open, you'll begin to feel this spiraling, what's the Kundalini energy. It's a spiraling energy that awakens the dormant force that resides at your root, and it begins to move up. And it moves up because you're clearing out the central channel. Every one of those chakras, the wheels are opening, beginning to spin, and it's allowing the energy to freely move. And caveat, this is probably not going to happen if you have a lot of blockages in your chakras. The chakras need to be cleared. And I'll do another video on that, right? So the fear, the guilt, the shame, like all of these emotions that can get stuck in our chakras. If the kundalini was to open prematurely, it would literally send up all of these lower emotional frequencies kind of at once, and it can cause psychosis. So you don't necessarily want to raise that before you have done the inner kind of excavating, the work to clear that. But you're opening up through this beautiful heart opening, the center of the marriage chamber of your heart. And it's allowing you to then plug back in to the divine oneness that you are, right? Your body becomes the Ark of the Covenant, essentially. It becomes that holy cross or that holy ankh. I often see it as an ankh. It comes up and around the shape of the Egyptian ankh. And the Kundalini moves up and out of the top of the head, and it literally connects you to the divine source, and you do become this beacon or this antenna of light that is both plugged in to Mother Earth, because we're in a body. So it's really important to ground the sheer magnitude of this electric force, to ground it into the earth. We need to plug into the earth. It is our grounding cord, just as an electrical outlet, right? Otherwise, you can blow the circuits. You can blow the circuits of your nervous system, of your nerves. It's like your nerves. The reason we meditate, the reason we do practices is because we're actually getting our nerves to a point where they can sustain this wattage of electricity. Because when the divine energies come through, it literally can fry and short circuit your nervous system. We don't want that to happen. We want to be able to plug in, give it to the earth, which grounds us in, and yet also be plugged into source consciousness with our hearts fully open. I'm giving you a really big overview here of something that could be volumes of books. But don't worry intellectually about this. Rather, just receive the internal visual images and feel the energetics of it in your body. When this opens, when the central channel and when all of this energy begins to move through you, it clears out any dis-ease. Everything will come back into balance when the heartbeat is in coherence with the heartbeat of the earth and the heartbeat of the divine. And you are the center of it all. It's like you are the child of God and Mother Earth, right? Which is actually what we are. That's what we are as we're having these human experiences. And so just allowing yourself to feel and begin to know the sheer capacity of your inner energetics, only going inward and beginning to feel the energy and how it's being held in your body, and actually claiming your ability to rebalance your energy. Nobody else can do this for you, which is why it's such you have to cultivate this practice in order to attune yourself to the subtlest of subtle energies. And it's within the quietness, the quiescence, the quintessence, the silence, excuse me, that allows us to tune into the subtle realms. So breathing and checking in with your heart, reattuning it and rebalancing it, and feeling how the energy moves in your body, in your meridians. Checking in with your central channel, with the heart of your heart. And just coming into coherence. The many chambers of the body hold it holds wisdom since the beginning of time. It is what is like the living library or the field of existence that we actually have access to, but all of our attention has been, it's like siphoned by the authority out there, by our outsourcing of our authority, which is why at this time we're being asked to actually claim our own inner authority, to stop giving our power away out there and claim the inner authority. Because as we do, we come back into that reunion with our creator self. And all of this begins to reveal, it's like we reveal ourselves to ourselves. And it is a miraculous and beautiful inner discovery. Like everything is an inside job. It's all an inside job. So don't defer your authority to that which is out there. Anytime you defer your authority to whether to me or to a psychic or to somebody that somehow you've pedestaled, you do yourself the disservice of not listening to your inner voice. Your inner guidance system is specifically for you. And it has, your inner guidance system has the exact right messages that you need. My advice is going to come through my life experience, through my lens, through my wisdom, through what I'm seeing, which is why never take it as truth until you have had an embodied inner experience of it yourself. You know, even to ask your best friend or a teacher for advice, it's always coming through their lens of experience, their perspective, their life's journey. So it might not be right for you. And it's okay to check in with each other, but never defer your authority to another one out there. Always go in and find your inner truth. We can catalyze one another, but we never want to automatically take what another says as our truth. That's what's gotten us into the circumstance in the first place. This outsourcing of a governing authority that tells us what to do, every step to take. It's like we're these infantile children that don't know the steps to take because we've so given over our authority to really children running all of the globe. You know, all of the prime ministers and presidents that have run this country are doing it not from a place of unity and serving all, but rather from an energy of serving self. And this is what we're shifting now. But in order to shift us, in order for us to shift, we have to take back our inner authority. It's imperative. But from that inner authority place, we can come into unity and we can build and construct something never seen before. So brand new, fresh, and beautiful that serves all. And that is the trajectory that we're moving towards. And the first step is opening our heart and doing that inner attunement of deep listening, of reconnecting to our source consciousness so we really understand our divine destiny and our divine purpose. And that is being revealed right now. And it's magnificent and glorious, which is why this is such an incredible time, because we are the masters who have come back to dismantle the old system, to return it all back to love, and to have an entirely new experience. And we get to do that lovingly. And you know if this resonates in your heart or not not likely that you would be here this long if it didn't. So we're doing this and we get to have this individuated experience, and yet we are a group incarnation because we all hold pieces of the vision that fit together. And so that's part of the reason that I'm doing this, is to like, where are all the pieces that are part of my fractal family that fit together so we complete this puzzle and we begin to birth this vision. Thank you. If you're here, you're all Gaia guardians or guardians of the galaxy. You all have your own genius and superpower. And I'm excited to connect with you. And I may be moving a lot of my content onto Rumble because I can say whatever I want there. And I'll continue to put things up on YouTube for a while, but I think I'll transition to Rumble. And also I'll put below with my dear sister, Kate Ka, Star Mothers on YouTube. We're doing a deep dive Hawaii immersion retreat in February, March, and we will be connecting the pieces of the puzzle together and activating, catalyzing one another, dropping deeply into the sensorial experience of what it is to connect to one another as one consciousness, and with Mama Earth and with the elements and with this very, very powerful and potent land that is really truly blazing a trail for us as we birth the new world through our hearts. So if you're interested in that, you can email me down below. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Much love. Speak to you all soon.